3 are turning backwards. And so, as we know, there's a big attitude problem against the rich today. We all have fear. To be truthful, we all have fear. It's just how you deal with it. Einstein said, imagination is more important than knowledge, but knowledge empowers imagination. And what most people lack is real business knowledge, like accounting, like debt, like taxes. You got to know that stuff, but they don't teach it in school to anybody. People who are afraid of making mistakes, like they teach in school, they don't ever grow. Because spirituality is there's good and there's bad, there's right and there's wrong, there's up and there's down. Most people only want to be right, they only want to be positive. Well, you can't have that. That's not reality. Every time I failed, it was like, good. It's okay, what have I learned? And the average person, the reason they're poor is they haven't failed. They play it so safe. They haven't made any mistakes like they taught in school. That means they don't learn anything. That's why the school system's actually fundamentally corrupt. It's anti-education. And I think what most people do is they let their parents or their friends talk them out of life. So afraid of failing. But failing is how we succeed. Our schools punish you for making mistakes. That's why we have so many people who are so afraid of admitting they make mistakes, or afraid of failing.
Facebook is showing less posts for pages these days.
The school systems is actually teaching people to be poor. The school system will never teach you about money. The school system was designed to teach you to be an employee or a doctor or a lawyer, a specialist, but never about money. My father was the head of education, PhD, all that stuff. I go home and ask him, I said, why don't we learn about money in school? And he looked at me and said, because the government doesn't let us teach that subject. The government tells us what we can teach and what we can't teach. And I thought that was strange. And I said, but aren't we going to school to learn about money? He says, no, your job is to get a job. Poverty is passed on. It's taught in your families. And middle class is taught in families. And so the people right now who are sitting at home, who are struggling financially or worried about money or unhappy, they may be making a lot of money, but unhappy with what they're doing, it was probably taught to you. Your super ego was taught, get a job, work hard, or you'll never be rich, or the rich are evil, or whatever.
And until you change your mindset,
Correct.
Money won't help you, right?
Correct.
And we see that with people that win the lottery, people that make more money, they still have the same problem.
Right.
Because they have that poor man's soul.
Correct. If you're poor, you'll always be poor.
It's really hard for people to understand.
Yeah, the money will disappear that fast. Just like most pro athletes, they make millions of dollars, and with 65% are bankrupt 5 years later. It's because they come from poor families. Now you tell them that, they get very angry at you. Not it's the rich fault. You guys ripped me off, and government ripped me off. But unfortunately, what Mr. Lipton was saying, it's passed down genetically. The moment I pay you, you think like an employee. That's the trap. Entrepreneurs work for free. The moment you accept the paycheck, the brain goes dead. As long as you're hungry, you'll think.
All right, Shalom. I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kwadash. I'd like to give double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the Lord's hopeful elect scattered abroad, teaching his word in sincerity and truth. All right, I'm the brother Taz of War, and I'm back at you again to do another show. And as always, I pray to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai that these shows be edifying. Another show. All right, these shows be edifying to those of the hopeful elect, man. And someone sent me this video, and I was playing it, as I was setting up, and it's a nice video, it's edifying because it's truth. All right, it's truth. Some of this you could debate about what this guy is saying, but for the most part, all right, your government that is in control, of the state, the country, you know, especially here in Babylon, which is known as America, is up against you, man. And it's geared toward keeping us Hebrew Israelites poor, man. All right. And you know, the prophets been telling you time after time to wake up, man. Wake up. All right. This is a video, you know, where this guy is showing you that the school systems is really designed for you to be an employee. All right, which really goes back to what? Being a slave. And us so-called Negroes, West Indians, Haitians, Hispanics, and Native and Seminole Indians, all right, we were made slaves here, man. You know, the Southern Kingdom were brought into captivity here in this Western world. The natives, you know, the Northern Kingdom, which was here before anyone else, they was turned into slaves, man. They was turned into to be slaves, all right, unto this Edomite, man. And now that this devil is ruling the earth, all right, he's even made, like I said in my last video, he even made his own people slaves, man, for all the greed and wealth and mainly power and control. You know, now they on this God trip where they want to be as the they want to be as the Most High. They want to sit in the temple of the Most High. All right, so they're seeking more power. And I just have a few scriptures, you know, to back up the message in this video. All right, is you know, that what the school system, the education that we even taught is to keep you a slave, man. This is why they won't let you know to you so-called Negroes, West Indians, and Haitians, Hispanics, and Native and Seminole Indians. They won't let you know who you truly are. You know, they let you you know, learn who you are from. You know, they go as far as back of letting you Southern Kingdoms, you know that you came from the land of Africa, all right, which is the western part of Africa, all right. But the bigger question is who you are. Where was you before Africa? All right. And when you seek that type of you go deep into that more information, you'll realize who you are as a people, you know, who you was created to be. You know, being Hebrew Israelites, not the black Hebrew Israelites, but the Hebrew Israelites. Just like Esau, he's a Hebrew Edomite. All right. You know, and that word Edom, Esau, is where he wants to never be placed up under that name. That name to him is dreadful, because this is what so many, you know, so many, let me say, that name is so dreadful among him, man, that, you know, he thought he buried it. He thought he got rid of that name Esau, you know, in the Hebrew meaning Ashashawan, which means wasted his way is he, you know. And what is wasted away? His skin. All right. You know, Esau has a clean leprosy. You notice that he's the only real red people of the earth. Everyone else has more melanin than he does. He has just a tad, but he doesn't have enough. All right. Because why? Ashashawan. All right. Due to his forefather Esau. Okay. Wasted away was he. That's the way the Most High created him. And when you read the scriptures, you understand that Esau, you know, later was changed to what? Edom, which represents the Edomites. He became what? A nation of people. And they're ruling the earth, man. All right. The elites, you know, the international bankers, you know, the Rothschilds, the Bilderbergs, you know, the international bankers, right? Now, you know, I'm going to bring a few precepts out to prove this fact. So I'm going to play the video back just a little bit, you know, and hit some points. In fact, I'm going to start from the beginning.
The school systems is actually teaching people to be poor. The school system will never teach you about money.
And that's a good question. The school system would never teach you about money, man. All right. The school system teach you on things that really doesn't deal with money. You know, the only tools you need from school is to learn how to read, to write, comprehend, and to learn how to deal with money. You know, but the way that these schools are set up, they're set up for you to fail. Just like, you know, that's why the poor have to be poor and the rich stay rich, you know. But how did this Edomite even get rich? How did he even get on top? It's because of slavery. All right, his ancestors slaved our ancestors, man. Okay, and now he reaped the benefits of his ancestors. All right, we reap the benefits of our ancestors, man. All right, that was in slavery. So this is why it's always us climbing up, and it's just him and him. He's staying at a very top, and then ultimately because the Lord Yahweh, all right, Bahashem Yahweh Shai gave Esau this blessing for him to rule. All right, ultimately, okay.
This system was designed to teach you to be an employee or a doctor or a lawyer, a specialist, but never about money.
And this is why when you look at these Edomite schools, all right, they got different programs in their school. You know, they got a lot of different programs when you go to their school. In the hood, here in the urban community, you want to call it, you know, in Jake Hood, and, you know, these schools are ran down. One thing about the schools, you know, you go out there with Esau, like he's out in the field. You know, he's got a lot of grass, he got trees, he got a lot of programs going on within the school, children, different type of classes that children are learning. And then here in the hood, all right, in the city, you got Jake, where they don't even have grass. All right, you got children playing. You got children for recess playing on concrete, which is the parking lot. The parking lot where the teachers will park their car. Well, really, the teachers can't park their car in the parking lot that's designed for the teachers because the children won't have nowhere to have recess. You know, so the teacher, the gym teacher, you have them just doing a lap around the park or something like that. You know, but you're supposed to have grass out there, man. Esau has all these things, man. You know, and then when you get into the classroom, the different type of subjects, Esau had his subjects is different, man. You know, so basically when you go to these schools, you know, Esau and their curriculum, you know, and how they teach you is all on a basically a slavery type of level for you not to know nothing, man. You know,
My father was the head of education, PhD, all that stuff. I go home and ask him, said, why don't we learn about money in school? And he looked at me and said, because the government doesn't let us teach that subject. The government tells us what we can teach and what we can't teach. And I thought that was strange. And I said, but aren't we going to school to learn about money? He says, no, your job is to get a job. Poverty is passed on. It's taught in your families. And middle class is taught in families. And so the people right now who are sitting at home, who are struggling financially or worried about money or unhappy, they may be making a lot of money, but unhappy with what they're doing, it was probably taught to you. You know, your super ego was taught, get a job, work hard, or you'll never be rich, or the rich are evil, or whatever.
And until you change your mindset.
right now I have a precept here. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, and this is verse 10. It says, now this is, you know, the mind of Esau, right? So he says, let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing wroth. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn. All right. And these Edomites know that, you know, if we reach a certain level, then we will excel more than them. All right. So this is why they have to use psychological issues, ways on keeping us slaves, man. Not only they used to put the whip to our back, but now it's more of a mental, spiritual slavery. All right. And, you know, they keep your pineal gland calcified. You know, they dump drugs, guns in the hood for Jake to get into, and that gives them what? Jobs. You know, if you niggas would stop gangbanging and stop killing each other, these Edomites will lose a lot of jobs. All right, especially here in the city. Okay, you got the gang unit, you got the drug unit, you got the gun unit. You know, you give these Edomites jobs, man, And these Edomites been growing up in there where they at, where there is no Jake, you know. So when these cops come into the city, they look at you like scumbags, man. Off the rip. You could be walking down the street with a hoodie on, minding your business, ain't doing nothing, and they'll jump out and harass you and beat you up, you know. So, you know, this is clearly a captivity for our people, man. And this is why the scriptures say, it was our mind to go astray, seek the Lord 10 times more. Because, you know, this right here, you know, Jake is getting killed left and right every day, man. All right. And the schools it's no good. So this is why, you know, you have to listen to the words of the Lord, man. You know, you got parents, women, fathers that keep pushing this narrative that you a good person because you going after education. But an education here is slavery, man. All right. It just teaches you on how to keep thriving in this wicked world. You know, in order for you to make money, you got to be wicked, man. If you want to make some money, you're going to have to get down and dirty, man. All right. The scriptures talk about this is not our rest. It will lead you to a sore destruction, man. All right. So, you know, you got this thing where parents, you know, get an education, get an education. The education that you need is to learn how to read and write and to count money, man. All right. Learning how to trade, you know, and a lot of things, man. Growing up, you know, what you taught is to play basketball, to play football, you know, that's your way out, you know, so you can have this lifestyle where you can live and do whatever you want. And then even in this video, and there's another video too, I should have downloaded where it was going into it, man. Ooh, I wish I would have downloaded that video. Well, it was going into it, you know, on how, you know, Jake, you know, they're taught and teach you, you know, these ways of folliness, you know, and Jake could eat it up, you know, like social media and all this and that, doing stupid shit, you know, becoming, whatever it is always in the category of entertainment. Why Jake always got to be entertaining somebody? All right. No matter how you put it, the easy way to make money for Jake and what they put their spirit into is going into the entertainment, wherever entertainment world it is, you know. But then Jake, you can't own shit. You don't know shit, you know. Even when you got certain men that strive in that type of field and they know to have some knowledge in business, what happens? They're never successful the way they're supposed to be. Then it's not a lot of them, you know. Then you'll say, well, how come, you know, well, we do got good businessmen. Look at Jay-Z. Look at these rappers, you know, look at they got money. But what are they doing with their money? All right. They're not doing anything for you. They're not doing anything for your hood. They're not, you know, giving you the knowledge and wisdom, understanding of the Lord. This is why this word, you know, we may seem poor, but we have the riches, man. All right. Which is this truth. And this really, the word of the Lord is the only thing that truly matters at the end of the day, man. You know, and that's why I titled this video, Let Us Oppress the Poor Righteous Man, Edom. Because Esau got so many ways of how he oppresses us, man. All right. He oppresses and suppresses, man. All right. So let me get back to the scripture. It says, let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age, meaning they don't care for the elderly. If you poor, man. All right. You're considered poor. You know, they don't give a damn, you know, how old your grandmother is, how nice your grandmother was, how hardworking your grandfather was. They don't give a damn about that, man. All right. And they shouldn't. And I'll be honest, they shouldn't, because this is their world. This is their kingdom. Soon we're going to have our kingdom soon. All right. It says, let us strengthen, let our strength be the law of justice. And they have their law. All right. Their law and backing the rich, you know, backing their wickedness. You know, that's their strength, the law. You know, they're also, their strength is their military. All right. Their gangs, their gang unit, which is their cops. That's all their strength, the muscle, man. Okay. It's like if you break Esau's law, hey, you deserve death. That's how they see it. You know, they think they're the most high, man. It says, let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing wroth. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous. See, let us lie in wait for the righteous. Who is the righteous? The Israelites, man. You know, this is why they don't want to let you go. Scriptures talk about how they hold thee fast and never let thee go, man. You know, you're the best slaves that the world could ever have. All right. Hey, you niggas, okay, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native and Seminole Indians, you are the best slaves that the world could ever have, man. And this world was made for us. All right. This is why when you realize and you see this world for what it is and the Most High have woken you up, you should get angry, man. Not angry to go and sin, not angry to be carnal, but angry, you know, for the knowledge that you have received of the Lord, man. The scriptures say, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. You should be angry, man. And you should realize that, you know, we need Yahweh Shah to return, man. You know, you should be praying and saying, Lord, when you going to return? When you going to take this devil down? You know, that's the spirit and you're supposed to be in right now. All right. Hastening a day, praying for a few days. It says, therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn. He is clean contrary to our doings. And that's right. We men of the Lord, you know, I hope to be a part of that. You know, we're contrary of Esau's mindset. We're contrary of his whole agenda, his ideology. All right. The things he put in our society, man. We're contrary of it, man. You know, but he turned you niggas into mumble rappers now. You know, he allowed the, you know, since he run Hollywood, he run the industry, he have overturned, you know, your voice. He's basically interfered into your whole cry. All right. Crying out, because, you know, when you talk about hip hop, you talk about music and you take it back in the day, it was a form of a cry. You know, that Jake was crying out. Jake was crying out for all the injustice that was being done. And then when Jake see the video or Jake hear that message, hey, all of us around the world can relate, man. You know, and you will be what? In tune to that music. But now that music is no longer, you know, a cry. It's more so to indoctrinate our people to be more sinister, you know, to be more wicked, you know. Man, I wish I could pull that other video up. Let me see something real quick. Bear with me. Maybe I could. Let me see something, man. Oh, it's in the phone. Let me see. Bear with me. Let me play some of the video.
Money won't help you, right?
Correct.
And we see that with people that win the lottery, people that make more money, they still have the same problem.
Right.
Because they have that poor man's soul.
Correct. If you're poor, you'll always be poor.
It's really hard for people to understand.
Yeah, the money will disappear that fast. Just like most pro athletes, you know, they make millions of dollars, and with 65% are bankrupt 5 years later. It's because they come from poor families. Now you tell them that, they get very angry at you. Not, it's the rich fault. You know, you guys ripped me off, and government ripped me off. But unfortunately, what Mr. Lipton was saying, it's passed down genetically. The moment I pay you, you think like an employee. That's the trap. Entrepreneurs work for free. The moment you accept a paycheck, the brain goes dead. As long as you're hungry, you'll think. You see, people say, well, why don't you give the poor money? So the only problem with that is it just creates more poor people.
Give a man a fish, he fishes for the day, or eats for the day.
Yeah, you give a man a fish.
All right, I found a video, and I'm gonna play a little bit. I ain't gonna be able to show you, but I'm gonna play a little bit of the video. You should be able to hear the audio. All right, let me turn this up.
Said, I can't maintain a system with black people being serious, so I'm going to redirect their seriousness, and I'm going to do it through something that they relate to best. I'm going to do it through a medium that they can relate to, and that is entertainment. So I'm going to twist and turn their entertainment in such a way that where it was anti-non-justice before, where they were trying to talk about justice and head in that direction, I'm going to redirect that whole machine right before their eyes, and since they are a primitive people,
What?
they won't even realize what I'm doing. White supremacists said, I can't maintain a system with black people being serious, so I'm going to redirect their seriousness, and I'm going to do it through something that they relate to best. I'm going to do it through a medium that they can relate to, and that is entertainment. So I'm going to twist and turn their entertainment in such a way that where it was anti-non-justice before, where they were trying to talk about justice and head in that direction, I'm going to redirect that whole machine right before their eyes, and since they are a primitive people, they won't even realize what I'm doing, because it will all be fun, because I know how to package stuff that doesn't make sense so that it is fun. And I'll have them directing their entire existence to getting up in the morning and looking for something stupid to do.
Yep.
And they won't even know that they're looking for something stupid to do, because they're just that stupid, because I will have programmed them to be stupid. And from the late 1960s, after the death of Martin Luther King and the riots and the upheavals and all like this, and black people with their fists in there and all like that, and trying to stumble and fumble and find their way and get focus, the white supremacists made a blueprint and put it into action, and that is, I'm going to have these people so confused, they don't even know what they started out to do. And by the late 1970s, they had just about completed it. And we've been on that ever since. And you mentioned something very important. They are more comfortable than ever. But see, it's like making gorillas comfortable in a cage, or monkeys, or pandas. You still got them in a cage, but they're comfortable. See, so give him some bling bling.
Yeah.
It's like giving an animal.
This is exactly why you niggas are stuck in la la land, man, and you can't see truth. You can't see the enemy for who he is, man. You know, because this devil done gave you all these different devices. He gave you these other different things, these follies to get into, man. You know, so that's why the title is "Let Us Oppress the Poor Righteous Man." Okay. You know, Jake is so caught up into entertainment that they don't even care for reality. They don't care for, they're so comfortable, they don't even care for being rulers, man. And this is why Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai have set up his elect, man. Okay, that he is going to gather them and actually make them rulers over the earth, man. All right, starting with the elect. You know, Most High had to keep a cluster to himself, man. He had to. Because why? 2/3 of the rest of the Israelites, all right? Well, let me say, because it's a lot of us, but 2/3 here in America is going to be destroyed, man. All right? The Most High had to keep unto him a cluster of great men. You know, that's for him. You know? You go outside and try to tell Jake the Israelites, man, they don't give a damn about that. They're going to talk about something with the next, with a Molly at, you know, with a Bud at. You know, what's up with that that new track from Soulja Boy or whoever, you know, who knows, you know? Jake is finished, man. You know, but back to the point, you know, I just wanted to play a little bit of that. Back to the issue that these schools, all right, are made to slave you, man. This is why when you graduate from high school, you go to college, they want you to go to college so what? They can indoctrinate you to be an alumni. You know, you do your 4 years, you get your degree, and now you call yourself an alumni. You know, now, you know, you are programmed to be an employee, all right, in this world, never to be as a rich, you know, but it's designed that way through Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai for a reason, because this is a captivity that we're living out, man. We're playing out, man, and we about almost due to our captivity, man. All right, our captivity is about done. So back here in Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, excuse me, I'm everywhere too. This is not like I have jotted a few precepts down and I'm just going in the spirit, you know, going with the spirit where it takes me, man. So I'm going to get back here to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 and 12. It says, therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn. He is clean contrary to our doings. he upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objective to our infamy, right? The transgressions of our education. Okay, let me read that again. It says, therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, meaning Jacob. We're not for Esau's turn, man. You know, only set for the sellouts, man. You know, we're clean contrary. Remember, the Lord put two different, he said there would be two different manner of people from Rebecca's bowels, man, from her womb, man. Okay, it says, therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn. He is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law, because he offends the law, man. The law of the Lord. You know, they tell you, and you go, you know, you got Jake, he get caught up in the law, breaking Esau's law. He goes to the courtroom and they make you swear on the Bible. They make you swear before your God. And then they take the Bible and put it into the closet, and then they judge you off their laws that they created. You know, it says, an objective to our infamy, the transgressions of our education. Okay, their education, man. And really, education means to, you know, really to be drawn out. All right. You know, to be educated is ones who already knew, you know, and the teacher is able to draw it out of you. So just like the Lord's hopeful elect, this word was in us, but it was Yahweh Bashem Yahushua to draw it out. And he used certain men to draw, you know, the knowledge in which we knew out of us, man. All right. So that we can continue the work. Okay. But the way that Esau teaches you, he teaches you of his history. He never teaches you the truth about yours. You know, you end up celebrating. You're learning to love to celebrate these pagan holidays. You know, every time a holiday come up, they make sure they indoctrinate the children. Now you got this thing with Mother's Day. Mother's Day is coming up. And my son's teacher, you know, she calls me and shit because she knows my situation, whatever. She knew my son for a while. I've been in the same school for a while. And she calls me up and said, how could we do this? You know, should I have him, you know, make a card out to you? Because I know you're the mother and the father. And I was just like, you know, I told her, say, you know, I ain't want to tell her, you know, I don't celebrate those things, but I just say it is what it is, man. Do what you gotta do, you know. But my sons, they know, you know, they don't worship no pagan holidays, man. And that was the whole reason why she called, because my son ended up telling her that, you know, he don't celebrate holidays. So it's like they want to be nosy. They want to talk to you and get into your business so they could judge you. Well, guess what? I'm judged of no man except for Yahweh Bashem Yahushua in the men of the Lord, man. Okay? Not, you know, that's another topic, man. You know, you shouldn't worry about what these people in the world think, because why? They not in the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Us brothers, we judged of the Most High and his son and men and like-minded, men that are over us in the spirit, man. Not of these people in the world, man. You know, but anyway, right? It says, he is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objected to our infamy, the transgressions of our education. It says he professes to have the knowledge of the Most High, and he calleth himself the child of the Lord. And that's what we are. We're the children of the Most High. And you know that. And this is why he goes these further lengths and these different, I like to call it tree branches, with his poison on in the end of it. You know, he gives out all these different devices so that you should be distracted and not coming back into the Most High. All right. You know, we was brought here poor. We were stripped from all our resources. We were stripped from our inheritance, man. All right. And we served and we paid the way for these Edomites to live comfortable today through the blood and sweat and tears, man. All right. But then do we get anything for it? No. It's okay, because the Lord told us that this is a captivity. All right. This is our punishment for coming against the Most High. You know, so with this guy on the screen, you see, you know, he makes some good ass points, man. And he's bringing out the fact that the schools, because who are the schools ran by? Esau. Okay. These schools are really to basically set up to enslave you, man. Why don't you learn about money? Oh, there was a woman that came to our camp here in New Jersey when we was out teaching. This is probably the beginning of this year, maybe, or maybe the end of last year. And she was an accountant, and she was a little skeptical. It was a little weird though, you know. She was all dressed in all black. She had these black glasses on and stuff, and she was watching us. And when we gave her a chance to speak, she said she was impressed that us brothers were together, speaking one accord and really teaching what we believe in. And she was a Jake. She was a typical, I believe, a black woman, if you want to say Negro. All right. We got on a subject about money, and she asked us. She said the real reason why, you know, because we was bringing out that we're slaves, man, you know, and she was like, the real reason why it's so detrimental to us, and so we're so just you know, not knowing how to make money and why we so much in debt, is because we're not being taught on how to handle money, how to control money or handle it, you know. And she was like, she went to school to be an accountant, and she said that's what she learned, how to deal with money, you know. And she had to go to college for that. That's not in a regular school course when you're growing up, but I bet you it's part of the regular school course in these schools out there with Esau. All right. But Jake, nah, man, you either gonna have a basketball or a football team. All right. Which you probably gonna more to get into. All right. They're gonna teach you about Esau's history on Columbus coming here to America, not telling you the truth about Columbus, on how he damn near almost destroyed all the Taino Indians. You know, they're not gonna tell the truth. You know, they're gonna teach you about all the rest of these pagan holidays when they come up. You know, you're gonna learn how to do math, but they teach you math, but then here it is, when you excel more in your grade, you get older, you're doing math that doesn't even matter. You know, you know, then on top of it, they put boys and girls in the same classroom, so you know what's gonna happen there. You know, you're gonna eventually, a boy, a man, young man, he's gonna start liking a female, and then what? You got these women getting pregnant at a young age, you know, not able to finish school and stuff like that, even though a woman that's over her flowers considered a woman. But we're in 2019. All right. You know, our this system we living in is so harsh and dreadful unto us. It's a curse. That's why the Lord put them curses there, man, because this is truly our captivity, man. But I just want to play some more of the video and grab another scripture just to show you that, look, man, Esau, like this title is, let us oppress the poor righteous man. And this dude is bringing it out, man. So I'm going to go back a little bit.
Millions of dollars, and with 65% are bankrupt 5 years later, it's because they come from poorer families. Now you tell them that, they get very angry. Not, it's the rich fault. You know, you guys ripped me off, and government ripped me off. But unfortunately, what Mr. Lipton was saying, it's passed down genetically. The moment I pay you, you think like an employee. That's the trap. Entrepreneurs work for free. The moment you accept the paycheck, the brain goes dead.
Right. This is Haggai chapter 1, verse 6. It says, ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. All right. Because Jacob worked 2 jobs, man. Jacob bust their ass doing overtime, man. And guess what? All that is really to catch up, man. You know, you probably behind on bills, you know, and you need more money. You start putting it in, telling your boss you need some more hours, you need some more money. What's up with a raise? You know, you're going to go out there and you're going to lose sleep, man. You know, and if you're not in tune with Yahweh Basham Yahushai, you know, then you're going to find your spirit chasing money, man. You know, so it says, Haggai 1 and 6, ye have sown much, meaning you worked a lot, man. It says, and bring in little, you bring in but little, because even before you even get your money, man, all right, your money that you calculated and you think, and you got to watch it. You got to know, yeah, you got to know some math. You got to count the cost, because, you know, you may count how much you making, how much you going to get back that week or the next 2 weeks or whatever. But you got to remember, there's taxes. There's taxes being taken out of your pay, man. And then too, hey, brothers, if you, you know, you went and got a credit card when you was younger or whatever, and you kind of in debt, your credit jacked up, and then, if you don't be paying on it, they go sue you. They're going to start garnishing your wages, man. So here it is. You gotta worry about taxes. Then if you got bad credit and you ain't doing your stuff right, they end up garnishing your wages. They taking out on your check too. And then, if you done got a chick pregnant and this chick is she put you on child support. Now you got child support, garnish wages, all right, and you got the taxes. And then they tell you the more money you make, the more taxes they take out. So it's like, how could you win? You're just a slave, man. You can't reap no benefits off the land because you can't grow anything. There is no land to grow. There is no land for you to grow anything on. You don't even own the land. All right. You buy a house, you still have to pay taxes and mortgage, man. Because why? Your house is sitting on Esau's land. He owns the land that your house is on. All right. So in all reality, you're in debt, man. And if you want to be rich, you're going to have to put your spirit into that. And you're going to have to get down and dirty. You're going to have to do some selling out. You're going to have to do some sacrifices and selling out. You're going to have to give all your time to Satan. All right. In order to be rich. And why be rich in this world when we got the world to come that's around the corner? We rich now in knowledge, man, and wisdom and understanding. So it says, ye have so much and bring in little, ye eat, but ye have not enough. Excuse me. So much and bring in little. Just checking to make sure. So it says, let me get back. It says, ye have so much and bring in little, ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes. So yeah, it feels like that. It's just like, you work and the next thing you know, you got to pay these bills. And now you back to zero again, or you got maybe few $100s to play with, but then you still on the edge, man. You still on eggshells. I don't want to spend too much. You spending too much. You see that account, shit, them chills start coming upon you. Oh shit. This ain't a life, man. All right.
As long as you're hungry, you'll think. You see, people say, well, why don't you give the poor money? So the only problem with that is it just creates more poor people.
Give a man a fish, he fishes for the day, or eats for the day.
Yeah, you give a man a fish, you get a lot of people who want more fish, But you teach them to fish.
But you are the Robin Hood of knowledge, because I see you giving this knowledge out, and do the rich people cringe and say, don't?
Yeah, this is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 48. It says, therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord Yahweh shall send against thee. And who is our enemy? Our main enemy is Esau, Edom. All right. It says, therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord Yahweh shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. You see, so we have to go, you got Jake that'll be real, they want to mock you, and they go, well, you want to talk about the so-called white man, but you wearing the white man clothes. Why you got his sneakers on? Nigga, how else, if you're gonna walk around barefooted, man? That's just not using wisdom. That's just being simple as hell, man. All right, and the scriptures tell us we have to go to him for the one of all things, man. Hey, if you got something ailment going on in your body and you don't know what it is, you might talk to certain people. They might hit you with that, Hey, you got to go to the doctor. You got to go see what it's about so they could diagnose and see what it is. All right. It's just designed that way, man, because the Most High set up Esau over us for this time, but hey, time is changing and the Lord is going to make an end. All right. Of Esau's rule. So it says, therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord Yahweh shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. And then when you find these so-called these activists, these so-called leaders, and they talking all that good stuff, how we got to put our dollar together, we got to make a black dollar. That ain't gonna never happen, because first off, the curses is upon Jake, so that they'll never, the Most High will never allow you to establish your kingdom here without the way the Lord said is gonna make it happen before Yahweh Shai come. Yahweh Shai is gonna give us the kingdom, not us. All right, we can't force our way to kingdom. No matter how much they speak of this, them good word playing and all that, them $1 million words and stuff sound good, and they tell you this and that. As soon as they try it and Jake try to band together, Esau is going to knock you off, man. All right. He's so far above us. Oh, my battery low. He's so far above, all right, because of slavery and also the power of the Lord that that's not going to work that way. There's only one way, and I'm going to get it. This is Deuteronomy 28:68. It says, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Now, this is not talking about ancient Egypt, because obviously the scriptures tell you, with Moses, we was delivered out of Egypt. So this Egypt is representing a bondage again. All right. And he said, this is the way you're going to be dragged into this Egypt with ships. And what was those ships? The cargo slave ships, bringing us here to America. It says, and the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spec unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. All right. Meaning our homeland. All right. Which is Israel. It says, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Okay. So we were sold unto our enemies, and that's record. That's on record, man. How they put us on auctions and blocks. They even play it out in movies when they go and reminisce on what happened to us in slavery and how that time frame and how things was. All right. We was the only people that was put on auctions and blocks and sold, man. Like cars, like jewelry. All right. Let me read that again. And the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. All right. This was the actual prophecy, which is still going to come to pass, because you know what? No, it came to pass because we here, but we still waiting upon the Lord. Let me read, right? It says, and the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spec unto thee, right? Thou shalt see it no more again. And that's true. That happened. And there shall ye be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. No man shall buy you. And that no man shall buy you, meaning no man shall save you, man. So this is prophecy fulfilled. All right. And this is why we need Yahweh Shai, man. We need the Lord, man. Let me get another scripture. This is the 1 Timothy's. This is 1 Timothy chapter 6 and 5. It says, perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds and destitute of truth, supposing that gain is godliness, from such withdraw themselves. But godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. And having food and raiment, let us be therewith content. But they that be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hateful lusts, which drawn men in destruction and perdition. All right. So the chase of money, see, this is a trap, because now that you want to get out of the rabbit's hole, and you here in this place, you're going to have to sacrifice. Like I said, man, you're going to have to sacrifice. You're going to have to give all your spirit. You're going to have to get down and dirty, in order to be rich. You're going to have to be wicked, man. Hey, if you want to go into Hollywood, you're going to have to get you're going to have to get sinister, man. It says but they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare. See, because it's all a trap. So now you're chasing after money, man. It says, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drawn men in destruction and perdition. So it leads to your destruction. It says, for the love of money is the root of all evil. All right. And this is why, man, when the Lord deliver us and give us those new bodies and make us rulers over the earth, we're going to have everything our heart could wish for and even more, man. You know, we're not going to spend all our time into chasing money. You know, so this is why your mind shouldn't even be in a way of chasing money. You should be content, you know, as Solomon said, you know, not to be poor, at least ye still, not to be rich and forsake the Lord. You know, you should be in the middle. You know, those of the hopeful elect, you know, we're not out here striving to be rich nor famous. You're just teaching his word. Watch these videos. Hopefully your elect hear it, you know, and be edified, man. Because the Lord sees our works, man. You know. But it says but they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drawn men in destruction and perdition. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith, and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. Okay, so you know, if you find yourself, you know, everybody, we in all hurt of money. You know, we all could use a little more. You know, but the thing is that you know, if you chasing after this money, you're gonna err, man. All right, in the way of faith, and that's what it really boils down to. Us having the faith of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, because it's gonna be your faith that gets you delivered, man. You know, the rich right now, they don't see this place falling. I'm gonna say, well, Esau, you know, the rich of Esau, they see this place falling. This is why you got a lot of millionaires, a lot of billionaires. They're not in America no more. They have moved, man, and gotten out of this place because they know that there's gonna be a great crash, a great destruction, man. You know, they don't want to deal with martial law. Just bear with me. All right. You know, they don't want to deal with the martial law. They don't want to deal with the chaos and the calamity that's coming here. It says, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some covered after, they have erred from the faith, and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. But thou, O man of the Most High, flee these things and follow after righteousness, godliness, faith, love, patience, and meekness. All right. It says, fight the good fight of faith, lay hold on eternal life, whereunto thou art also called, and hast professed a good profession before many witnesses. It says, I give thee charge in the sight of the Most High, who quickeneth all things, and before Yahushua Mashiach, who before Pontius Pilate witnessed a good confession. You know, that's basically the point. You know, so let me play some more of the video.
From that, Rob.
Yes. Don't tell people what you know. Keep them poor. Poor will always be amongst us, because it starts up here. It's in their words, you know, and the words become flesh. When they say, I can't afford it, or I can't do that, they go down. They become what they say. And I meet so many people, I can't afford it. You think I'm made of money? My PhD dad, he says, what do you think I am, made of money? I can't afford that. And my rich dad would say, that's why he's poor. Poor people say, I can't afford it, I can't do that, I don't have time. Because it's an escape. It's an escape. You know what I mean? It's easy to say, I can't afford it. Oh, I can be tired. Oh, I can't go to the gym. You know, when you could go to the gym. No, I can't. Truth is, I'm just too lazy to go to the gym.
And you play it safe, and you don't introduce new risks into your life. And so
I have job security.
Right. And your rich dad used to say what instead of, I can't afford it?
How can I afford it? How can I do that? You know, what would it take? Or why should I do that? A question opens the mind, a statement closes the mind. See, when you say, can't afford it, your mind shuts down, and you become what you say. You know?
Yeah, because Jake is not set up in this place to sustain themselves in a wealthy way for their families and their children, man. You know, they're not. You know, and this is why you got these rappers that sell a soul, you know, in hopes that this place live on forever, you know, so that their children can be wealthy, you know, through the rap money. you know, through them selling them soul, man, and all their, you know, their performances and things like that, man, their rap albums and stuff like that, man, you know. But this place got to go, man. All right.
Say, well, money is not that important to me. Then if money is not that important to you, money is not important to you. I mean, you know what I mean? I don't care about money. The money doesn't care about you. You know,
and he's actually bringing out the mentality, you know, the mindset. You know, when you poor, you think a certain way. When you're rich, you think a certain way. You know, it's like designed. It's designed for you to stay in a box. The poor be poor, the rich stay rich. You know, and that's why Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai comes in play, because Yahweh Shai is going to overturn that, man. You know, the rich now is the wicked, man. All right. And the righteous is the poor, which are the Israelites, you know. But, you know, it's so the world is so, these Edomites are so wicked that they enslave their own people as well, man. So it's all like a rat race. They call all the people here in America sheeple, you know, like you're just straight up cattle. All right. You know, and while they live outside of America and they looking in, you know, you don't mean shit to them.
The word does become flesh. Or I'll never be rich. Or the favorite one is the rich are greedy. It's the poor that are greedy. You know, if you think about it, because to be rich, you have to give something. You know, you have to. I have to produce books and games, and I purchase real estate, I provide housing, provide jobs and all that. That's why I'm rich. But greedy people produce nothing. Oh no, it's the rich that are greedy. And I'm going, hey, sports fans, you know, you point a finger forward, 3 of them.
Yeah, see, but the thing is, how can the poor produce anything? You know, when you don't have nothing to produce, when you're stuck into a box, you're in a rat race, man. You know, when you rich, you can sit back and you can have your think tanks. You know, you can come together with other rich people and you can put ideas together and then put your money to it. Put your money where your mouth is. And then now you got something going, you know?
Backwards. And so, as we know, there's a big attitude problem against the rich today. We all have fear. I mean, to be truthful, we all have fear. It's just how you deal with it. You know, Einstein said, imagination is more important than knowledge, but knowledge empowers imagination. And what most...
and that's true. Knowledge empower imagination, because through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, you know, he gave us this knowledge. He gave us this understanding, this wisdom, you know. Scriptures say that knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy times. You know, through the Lord waking us up and we know who we are and we know, you know, what's the end thing. All right, the end goal. We know that Jacob is up next to rule, man. So that gives us faith and hope, man. And Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So knowledge, not knowledge, what do you say? More important than not, let's see.
But knowledge empowers imagination.
That's right. Knowledge empowers imagination. That is true, man. Through Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You know, because other than that, if you ain't got faith, you're going to be running around here like you Tupac, talking about something you hopeless. You know, Tupac made a song saying, I'm hopeless, you know, and a bunch of niggas, you know, they play that shit, you know, because why? It's like, yo, I ain't got shit else to live for. And, you know, wow, you know, I don't got no love, you know, this and that. But if you got hope and faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, you will know how to conduct yourself, man. You know, you will know how to, the knowledge and wisdom, you will know how to be stable through these times, especially through these trouble times that's approaching, because the scriptures talk about Jacob's trouble. There's more trouble coming, you know. You know, right now you're just going through the motions. But guess what? You know, what are you going to do when the supermarket doesn't have food? You know, what are you going to do then? You know, you're not going to be the only one broke. You know, what you going to do when the dollar bill is going to be worthless, man? You know, when the economy crash, what you going to do when nobody's accepting dollar bills? What you going to give? You know, that's why you got Esau now. He's racking up on buying silver and gold, you know, investing in more real silver to bring home, you know. So that what, in that time, he can trade off a silver piece to one of his neighbors for some goods, some resource, you know. But us of the hopeful elect, our gold and silver is this word, man. It's our faith in the Lord, which is going to make a big difference, man.
And what most people lack is real business knowledge.
That's true. Jake don't have no business knowledge because there's those schools for Jakes. You know, Jake, hey, what's trendy is not a business knowledge. And that's what's wrong. Jake love to be entertainers. Jake it's easy, you know, hip, to know how to dance. If you know how to dance, I should make money because I know how to dance. Oh, I could sing. Let me make money because I know how to sing. Oh, I want the glory. I want everybody to see me, and I want to be like the next Whitney Houston. I want to be a Beyonce. Or I want to be Michael Jordan. Like, you know, while meanwhile, these other nations and Esau, they're taking up these business knowledge, man. You don't see Jake in these fields, you know, too much, you know. I remember the thing with Dr. Umar. He was on, I think, the Breakfast Club, and he spoke about how I think to get business license, it's easier for foreigners, it's easier for the heathens, like Ishmael, Ham. They could come over here and they could easily, you know, East Indians, they could come over here easily and get a business license. But Jake, being that, you know, you from this land, you know, you born and raised here, you know, you was born and raised here, and you from here, it make it hard for you to get a business license. Because why? You know, they don't want Jake to have any type of power. You know, they already seen what can come of Jake. You know, going back to the Black Wall Street, you know, how money was circulating. We had money circulating through us. You know, we wouldn't buy from the Edomites. We only buy from Jake. You know, and what they did, they went and burned it down and dropped bombs on that shit, man. You know,
like accounting, you know, like debt, like taxes. You gotta know that stuff.
Yeah, debt and taxes. Now, Jake get clever, you know. Now, you got women, a lot of women, they learn how to do their taxes, you know. But here's the problem. These women, you know, they learn how to do the taxes. They know the codes. They know how to do this and do that. But now, remember, who is Jacob? You know, what is Jacob's name in Hebrew? Yaiquab. And what Yaiquab means? Supplanter. So now when Jake do find ways, like knowledge, let me say find knowledge and some of these things, now they're going to take tack on you because you don't know much. Like a damn mechanic, man. You know, mechanics, you know, I got to make a living. You know, here it is, you go to a mechanic for a job, and then he telling you, you need this fix, and you don't even need the other piece fix or whatever, you know. And if you ain't wise enough, you know, to tell him, I'll be back. Let me go, you know, and go get another, you know, another, what you call it, diagnostics, meaning another person's opinion on the matter or whatever you want to call it, you know, and you find out, you go, oh shit, this dude's trying to rip me off. Jake always trying to supplant, man. You know, Jake always trying to get over on each other. You know, with Esau, he had come, you know, he had got his buddy he come to at the certain minor key, and he getting deals because that's his people's, you know.
But they don't teach it at school to anybody. You know, people who are afraid of making mistakes like they teach in school, they don't ever grow. Because spirituality is there's good and there's bad, there's right and there's wrong, there's up and there's down. Most people only want to be right, they only want to be positive. You can't have that. That's not reality. Every time I failed, it was like, goodness, okay, what have I learned? And the average person, the reason they're poor is they haven't failed. You know, they play it so safe. They haven't made any mistakes like they taught in school. That means they don't learn anything. That's what.
Yeah, Jake ain't learning shit from school, man. All Jake is learning from school is to be more wicked, man. You know, these kids ain't learning shit in these schools. You know, they just make this just passing just to get by. You know, and most of Jake, they're going to end up being, they're going to go to college first 2 years and they're going to drop out. It's an ongoing cycle, man. You know, some may, or, you know, pass through, some of them. But the majority of that class, they're going to drop out. Someone going to get pregnant or whatever the case is, man. You know, you don't see Jake, a lot of Jake too much going into these fields you know, like Esau is.
School system's actually fundamentally corrupt. It's anti-education. And I think what most people do is they let their parents or their friends talk them out of life. So afraid of failing. But failing is how we succeed. Our schools punish you for making mistakes. That's why we have so many people who are so afraid of admitting they make mistakes or afraid of failing.
Facebook is
Alright, man, that's the end of this video. Lord willing, I hope you was edified. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bahashum Rakakwadash. I like to give double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the Lord's hopeful elect scattered abroad, teaching his word. Teaching his word in sincerity and truth. Shalom.